Hello, good morning YouTube. How are we? 17th of December, 2:30, dentist time, 2:30. Why do we look blurred? Let's give you a clean. Oh, not too well, feeling a bit flu-like. We've got some man flu, I think, caught from the place of employment. We're making a lot of herbal tea. I have some news. I'll wait for a few viewers to get with us and then we shall debate, catch up, chat, and I shall give you the news. We got some good news, people. Happy days. You have to bear with me, I just need to make a bit of tea. Maybe ginger and lemon, so yes. I will tell you that if you look at the thumbnail for this video, Andy Sov, alright brother, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, you will see an excerpt from the post. One of our users, we'll call him Matt because that's his name, and he said I can use it as a testimonial. He has said thank you to the group because he's had a £7,000 claim discharge dealt with against him. So what's happened, my lovely brothers and sisters, is he's coming to Sovereign Paralegals on Facebook, and then he's used the tools at his disposal. He spoke to some of the admins, and he's gone away, he's done his research, he's used his own due diligence, and he's come back in some months later and said thank you very much everybody. We've recently had a bit of a smear campaign going off. Those of you that are just on YouTube, you won't know about that, but we have had a few negative comments, we'll say, spread about the public domain of Facebook regarding our group, our ethics, our integrity, our family, you know, direction, stuff like that. So it's really good to see just a couple of weeks later, boom shanka! It doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you sound like, it doesn't matter what colour your skin is. If you have a brain and a consciousness and you have a heart and you read stuff and you see things and you watch the TV and you hear the news and you think that ain't right, that's all we've done. And now we're finding out it actually ain't right. So we have more proof, we've got more of you know, some documentation to follow. Those of you that are in the SPO's group, you'll be able to validate that and confirm what we're doing there and what Matt has said about it. So the very first case we won, I think it was November 15, so sometime early 2016, it was a council claim against a pensioner, and we overturned that. We've had some benefits claims overturned, we're seeing PCN claims overturned, we're sending bailiffs away from people's properties. Yes people, all I can say is I'm full of energy, I'm full of happiness, and I wanted just to convey, even though I am quite sick and ill. You can't really see, can you? But yeah, I'm not very well. There you go, cough for the camera. Yeah, so this is epic news. So just wanted to say thank you to everybody for your following, for your support, for your sharing. Those of you that have got the faith, you know, then you keep the faith, you stand on it, you believe it. Oh my goodness, you will be delivered. We have got some remedies. We've got a lot of very clever family members. The files and documentation, you know, we don't give legal evidence. All we do is inform. We inform you, and once you're duly informed, you make your own decision and you provide your own remedy in most cases. So yeah, we are very happy. I'm not a Christian. I would normally say, and previously have said, what a Christmas present this is, but it's not a Christmas present, it's a seasonal gift. So yeah, if you was feeling a bit low and you needed a bit of boosting and you wanted some positivity, then know that we've just had another success. I've seen some of the comments posting about, what did I want to reply to? Somebody posted a comment about me being a pro when I was getting ready for work, and I dodged a question like a pro. I was getting ready for work. I don't dodge questions. If somebody wants to ask and get information specifically tailored to a financial issue of which they've got, it's going to take a lot of assessment, and to accurately and concisely give somebody information, I would have needed to spend a lot of time. So on my last video that I did, somebody made a comment, and yeah, we don't really care. I was getting ready for work, and I will help and give anybody advice, and you know, I just thought I'd answer for that. Who we got? Sovereign, Ahmed, Pervez, Sov, Pervez, Ahmed and Sov. Alright then, 3 of you. How we doing, guys? The good news is we are getting stronger, we are getting better at what we do. The team is getting stronger, the admins are getting well strong now, the trust and equity is getting reinforced quite well. We are looking at the jurisdictions and where we're heading with that, so there will be a meeting. We're going to advertise that for some time, I think January, once we've got this festive period out the way, for those of you that were asking that question. Is there anybody here that wants to say anything specifically in particular? Otherwise I will just babble on. You know how it goes now, especially on a Sunday when the gills are out. I've got a lot of work to do. Those of you that aren't on the Facebook domain and that have sent emails, Storm, if you watch this or if you're live, my apologies, I didn't get back to you. I've got some emails to attend, some messages to sort out. Matthew B, I will catch up with you if you're watching later on today about what you needed. Jibbly Jubs, good stuff, mate, keep it up. I will do, yeah. Feeling a bit fatigued at the minute. A lot of working going off, not much sleeping. There's a lot of bugs going around at work, so yeah, I've caught something from the office, from the minions. Thank you all, guys. Yeah, thank you very much. It's epic at the minute. We've had a lot of people doubting us. We've had a lot of comments on the video telling me about trust and trust law and equity. And, you know, when it's all very well and good people having a concern and wanting to point out documents and citations and bits of previous, you know, law which has been amended and stuff, and the act and the statute. What you got to remember is when you point out about a trust and you are pointing out about a statutory public trust, then that's not the same as what we're going on about. There are limitations and there are different relationships of which you get with trust. So like a constructed trust, which we often find ourselves the legal trustee of, we would express the correct relationship and get that dissolved. So I do thank you for your concern, and like I say, this is something that we've been on with for 6 months, so we are on a learning curve together. Normally, or primarily, we come out with information or a body of information or a statute or an act, and we analyse it. We'll explain it to you. We'll get out, you know, what the pros and cons of it are. We'll compare and contrast it to the natural law, to the common law side of things. We'll see how the legal fiction would interface with that, and how what options you've got. So we have done quite a lot of that over the last year specifically, but 2 years since SPLs has been open. If you look back on my catalogue of videos in especially in Sovereign's playlist, you'll see there has been some kind of a curve, a convex, you know, going off in the correct direction of upwards with regards to the confidence and the ability, the comprehension of this genre. And as time's gone on, we have had to stop, make course corrections, amendments, rectify things. So there's a lot going off at the minute, yeah, and I'm really happy with the feedback, you know, with what's going off, with how we are, what we've got to look forward to in 2018. The Board of Trustees is looking at getting set up. We'll establish that at the next meeting as well. Any ideas or what you want to have put forward, let us know. You can go to splspro.com and you can make a profile. The more of you that do that now, if you visit www.splspro.com, try and make a profile, see about registration, and it's not active yet. I just want to see if there's any bugs there. What I need to do is change the layout. I'm going to speak with one of my admins later today. Yeah, that needs sorting out. That's almost ready to go, but I don't want to rush it. It's not something that needs to be rushed. We do want to get off Facebook. We do want a private domain, but I don't want to mess it up. So yeah, have a look at there. There's 18 of you on here, so see what you think of that. Give me your advice and opinions. Come back onto this video on the thread. Give me the advice, opinions, what you think. Who we got here? Scaffman, alright, Lancashire, Andy Sov. Yes, man. I need how to stop public services employees housing unlawful trespass. Wow, that's a lot there. Free OK. Put a link, please. Andy Sov, remove all. Yes, Andy, get on that case. You can help out as well. Anybody that's got information, you can help out. We're a team. It's not all about David putting it up. We do this together. Free OK. If you can get into the FB domain, there's a wealth of information for you there. I'm sure people will give you some advice, give you some video links. Stop public services. Housing unlawful and trespass. You're right there, brother. Let's just show you something here then straight away. On the side of the door, we got a lot of signs there. They're lawful signs, so that's the removal of implied rights of access. That's the common law jurisdiction applies. That's the police borderline, and that's attention all police agents about the contract. So yeah, get on that, guys. Give him the information. We've got the PDF files available for downloading. There are some kind of other auxiliary instructions you can take, like serving the CEO of the council and things like that, sending it off to your local metropolitan borough police, the head office, serving the top man there, you know, informing people that if they want to come and conduct business, and if they're going to be looking for the certain status, you know, how you identify, stuff like that. You can also do it with courts and let the Attorney General know when you set out your claim of right, fee schedules, things like that, and say how you're going to contract or not contract, how you're going to appear, what status you're going to take, how you're going to identify with the system. So once you put these on notice, to put those notices out, you can start to protect yourself, which has led me on to something else. Before I read, somebody has been removed from the group SPLs on Facebook because they was talking about political parties. Now, here we are as one family with one mission under natural common law, managing our legal persons, and we don't so much ever promote the Conservative, the Liberal Democrat, the Labour Party, any of the parties. What we do is we stand back and see that that system doesn't work, and that system is not for us, and that system is broken. It was designed broken. It can never be fixed. It will never work for us. It can never ever be what we want it to be. So people talking about political parties and trying to get people to vote for a particular party will be talked to and warned sternly by the admins, which is what's transpired. This particular member that has now actually been ejected, you know, rejected and ejected from the group, I used to look up to, but I see there are people out there with ulterior motives. Now, if somebody is coming into Sovereign Paralegals or any type of a rebellious type, independent, self-governing group, one, why are they trying to tell you how to think and what party to vote for? Two, if you do go down and you vote, you need to be on what? An electoral roll. So I've just been talking with one of my other admins this morning and playing catch up while I've got some time on my hands. And what's transpired is, yes, if people are going out there to vote and you are putting your name on the electoral roll and you are contracting to put some of these parties in place that won't listen to you, that will make false promises, that, you know, we've had time and time again. Since I've been a child, I've watched this political system and infrastructure fail, make mistakes, privatise everything, and remove our rights and replace them with what we will call services and benefits and liberties. So I'm not happy about any of the political system, and I don't believe that we actually need them. As if as many people got as passionate about politics and the current foreign war policy and financial and monetary issues as they did football, then I think we'd be in a better place. But it's a shame that everybody gets crazy about football and betting and, you know, this kind of stuff. And it seems the priorities are all wrong. When you look at the grand scheme of things, we ignore quite a lot. And for that reason, we are responsible for quite a lot. But yeah, I haven't explained this to the group there, but the same with these videos and what we do. If anybody is going to come along with political connotations about a particular party, then is there anybody out there that thinks our current political party, any of them, would work? Any particular Prime Minister would suddenly get us out of this mess or fix all of the economic problems and the social problems and the monetary problems and the foreign war policy? No, there's too much of a mess for any of it to be fixed. which is quite depressing and not very nice. But that's why I would say we don't need these systems, these political systems in place, and we would like to put something else in place. Jack Fresco, Venus Project, Central Computer. Everybody has a phone now. Get your app out. When a decision needs making, we would vote for it on the app. That would be done a lot better in my eyes. So I just wanted to say that I don't have indigo offspring, because indigo child, I've been told, isn't quite correct. And now thinking about it, I feel a little bit embarrassed. But when I made this channel, I didn't understand the definition, implied meaning of the word child then. But indigo child. We bring you this information and we try to do it as often and as aptly as we could. So what we're saying, let's have a look on here. Scaff one. So free OK, we need to deal with you in some way. Andy Sov, Stephen Kirk, join Dave, respect Steve-O. I done that on Windows doors on disabled, unwell, pushing me out tomorrow. What? So that's vulnerability straight away. Has anybody got power of attorney? Is anybody there to help you? Anybody there to, what stage are you at there? Well, you don't want to talk about all this on a public video thread though, remember. Free OK, be careful with your data and your information. Anything for family law. If you can ring me, free OK, there is a number we can speak on, and these guys will advise you as best they can. And you have got the Facebook domain. You can bob to www.sovereignparalegals, all one word, and then .uk at the end. That will put you to the links onto the Facebook group. I am that I am. What a name. I like that. Anything for family law. Family law, I am that I am, is quite hard to get hold of because it usually involves children. And because it involves children, it's usually kept quite private. But family law, I've got a little bit of experience with that. And so have some people in my Facebook group. So, again, I'm not dodging questions and that. I'm here for a mission and a reason. And I've got a limited amount of time and, a schedule to keep to. But I will point you in the right direction and give you help, of course. Put locks inside the door, and if they come, stay behind the door. They cannot harm you. Yes, I done council CEO and housing CEO. All right, that's good. You might want to do the police as well. I put in writing already, it's all blocks to social housing repair for 5 months. So the social housing, so you've got a contract, right? You're in now. So your contract stipulates that you must, terms and conditions of your contract will stipulate, which isn't so much a contract, I'd say it's a signed agreement. And you are in breach of that. Because you're in breach of that, they now get these powers to do these such things as. So you would need to liaise with them, and it looks like it's got pretty far, judging by that. It doesn't matter, we can still try and help. But when you are in, what did you say, housing, it doesn't say what housing. If it's council, they're going to be quite gung-ho and vigilant about this. If it's private, then one of our members, Colin, in SPLs, has had this with the private housing association. It's very hard to deal with them. Can't get on FB page, kindly add link. All right, yeah, we'll do that. Andy Solves, if you can get a link for free, OK, brother, showing what we do. Get him pointed across, or go to sovereignparalegals.uk, search on DuckDuckGo, free OK, and you'll find us. Yes, family law, acting private, kids property, that's right. Ahmed Zahir, political parties are not parties. Yeah, well, this is it. This is it. We need to find a different system, don't we? Because the present system's broken, has not worked, will not work, and will never work. I got told it's the law to register the other day. Got a form through. I'm not filling it in. Got told it's the law to register. It's a criminal offence. It says on the when you get the slip through for the. What is it? What I forgot what form we're on about now. What register is it for the when you vote? Yeah, when you sign that electoral roll. It's a contract. It's in the all caps name as well. It isn't you, so it's one of your capital. It's for the contract. You sign that and you've agreed. Anything you sign is in a contract or an agreement, one or the other. You need to know what kind of at law level. What kind of notice it is that you're signing and what kind of liability you're going to take on with that. they are private for-profit organisations, correct? Political parties are private parties and of... Yes, I said to the member, the admin that I was speaking to today when we was talking about this particular party, this will give you a clue as to what party we was talking about. It used to be called the Alistair Darling Limited, or trading as, doing business as Alistair Darling, and that's only because Alistair Darling had diplomatic immunity, and yeah, this is what we was on about. State pushing care statute on me. I'm lucky as a trustee as I claim DWP benefits, too ill to work. Right, yes, you could have done that under duress, certain things without liability, managing it all, exemplifying kind of yourself, using the national insurance number as the instrumentation instead of it, you know. Yeah, but yes, Andy, they are. I need way under duress to get help. I know, family. Bless you, free. Okay, we send you peace and love. We send you our prayers. Andy's on this then. Anybody else that can help, please do. I will. What else we got? Jibbly jibs. Public law is good for care. Statutes, I think. Public law is good for care. Statutes, I think. Yeah. So yeah, public is statute. That's right. That's equity and trust private. Angela Williams, love and peace. Jibbly jubs, you could put a complaint in about breach of Human Rights Act. Yep, that's right, that'll work. Consent is a big one. True, free, okay, thanks. Is there a way to remove your name from the electoral roll because I messed up and signed up? Thanks, Dave. Is there a way to correct the relationship? Yes, there is. So once, because you've signed and you didn't know, and you signed in ignorance, acquiescently, tacitly, all of that business, then what you would do is then write to them, notify them and correct the relationship. So you'd have to write to the council and say your claim of right and certain things have been identified. You've now reached the age not just of maturity as an adult but of majority, and the council are a legal trustee in their fiduciary capacity. So you are not that trustee, and you do know you have legal persons. You are not that legal person. So something like that, if you have contracted, you need to rescind, you need to break, you need to notify somebody that, you know what, things have changed, you know what, new information and new knowledge has come to light. Ignorance is no defence, you know what I mean? They're not going to... If you're on benefits and you're claiming one benefit, this is what got me when I was a little boy. I left home at 15, so, you know, let's put you here. I went to claim benefits and I was on my arse, and it was my own doing. It wasn't that my mum was a bad parent, it was just that I was a little shizen as a child, unruly, and you know, I thought I knew it all and I didn't. So I got benefits and helped out by the state, and I contracted unknowing at the time with them, and I wasn't getting all the benefits, and one of my friends says, why aren't you claiming this and why aren't you claiming this? And I says, I didn't know you could. I've only just got into this world, you know what I mean? I need a bit of a hand. Nobody from the social side, government side, advised me or helped me. They only did what they needed to. And then when I found out you could claim more, I claimed more because I was entitled to it. But nobody will tell you that. And that's the same with the world that you're in. At school and in your childhood, you get told not to lie, to be honest, be faithful, be truthful. You know, these things, and follow the rules that you're given, and then you grow up and find out that all the people that are winning and that are leagues ahead are the ones that aren't following the rules and seem to be getting away with murder. The ones that are struggling and well behind are the honest ones, paying everything, working everything, not getting anywhere, being ignorant to it all, classified as a combatant, an occupier, viewed as dead or a dead child, a child in court. So we brought a lot to the table, and like I say, let's get back to the beginning. The guys that are coming in saying thank you, this group is really friendly, this group is really helpful, you know, thank you for your time, thank you for the information, thank you for doing what you're doing, thank you for the music. You know what I mean? So it goes, I recognise that you guys don't all want to get on Facebook, and for the time being, the construct that we're going from and the construct that we're going to is in a transitional stage, and that transitional stage is in the form of private domains, this YouTube channel, where else have we got? The two websites, one that's established and one that's being built. You've got the Education Guardian websites and links that we've posted up now. I can't think of any other private domains, but it's like when you stop using money, we're not just going to stop using money straight away. They're bringing in the cryptocurrencies, they're bringing in the Bitcoin currencies. All the major markets and enterprises, corporations have got a backup cryptocurrency right now ready to go. Bitcoin, Max Kaiser's own financial infrastructure that he's got going. You know what I mean? So we're looking at more than one crossover point. A crossover point with what the establishment wants to do with the finance, the money, the control, the infrastructure, the way that we manage it, the money, the how they actually create, how it's actually, the Grand Tour, the double booking system, things like that. It's all getting changed massively. There was something else I wanted to touch upon, but I can't think what it was. It was important, but it'll come back to me. Stephen Kirk, you are very welcome. All right, brother. Andy Sov, man benefits from its person. Biometric authentication is the next system. Barbarossa. Yes, we've already got that going off now. There's people voluntarily having the IMF 666 marked chips putting in them. So biometrics, yeah, the police are wanting to take your DNA now at certain points under contract. When you go to the airport, when you scan, your metrics are scanned on the passport. When you put your flight booking details down, when you are on the camera there, they take your photo, face, measurement, bone structure. Metrics are carried on the blockchain system. The blockchain system is what monitors all your cards, your payments, your booking habits, your point system, your club card point system, what you buy, anything that you use that's going into a digital system, that's all monitored. There is a lot of control in this world now. Look at where we was with the Sega, Atari and Commodore and ZX Spectrum, this technology. That's what they choose to release to us. We are roughly 50 years behind what the government actually have. So when you look at how the smartphone and the memory chip and the transistor has been shrunk, then this is where the technology is in leaps and bounds. So thank you for that. That's what me and Matthew A was chatting about, the technology that we've got. We have got the technology, the production plant. The first production plant was set up in about 1930. You can imagine what that was like. You look at the production plants we've got now for the likes of Audi, Seat, Jaguar, all the, Ferrari, Ducati, all these production lines that are making high specified items, welding, cutting, assembling, programmable with sensors, with like an extension of the human arm, doing things at a greater speed with more accuracy and with, a better strength. We have got a massive amount of technology at our fingertips. We have all seen how the entertainment technology and what you have, that's come along lovely to keep you preoccupied and make you a slave and to program you and function you. But the actual technology with regards to medicine, health, transport, things like this has kind of been stagnated, we'll say arrested. I am in the firm belief, as a Nikola Tesla, Jack Fresco, Michael Tellinger, fan and listener, who else talks about loads of technology, Zeitgeist, will work for free. That's a good video to search for. Technology has been arrested, and we have been, because this is it. Why do you think the TV shows you about the music and having drugs and drink and sex and crime and violence? Because when you get into that, when you get drinking and you get into the the bad world as a teenager, then you end up having a baby. You need to get a job, and you get a job pretty early, and you sacrifice going to uni and your education because I didn't have a child until I was 19 actually, so I did well. I didn't get caught into that 15, 16, 17, 18. I waited on and I had to think about things, and my decision was I don't want to be getting up changing dirty nappies when I'm 35, 40 or something like that, when I've done my career. So But most people fall into a trap. Then you fall into slavery because you need a job, because you need to earn money, because you need to work, and you've got a baby. So you sacrifice everything, and then you're straight in the trap. But for those that don't and do it a different way, then there are you know, entertainment, Netflix, Amazon, all the, you know, the billions that they put into entertainment. What you can do with your smartphone, where you can go in the city, what things you can do, how the corporate chains advertise and back up and promote each other, so there's no escape. And the technologies, the transport, the system with the hydrogen that we're doing now, and how much hydrogen technology and capability there is, and when it was out, and Brown's gas, was it Brown's water, something like that, that they used as military applications in the war, Second World War. The things that have been suppressed for over 50, 60, 70 years, technology and inventions, and knowledge, that's science, mathematics. Look at the Rodin ball, RODIN. It creates free energy. Nikola Tesla was on about free energy in the ether, and how we understand the empty space of which we see is not truly empty space, and it's full of potential untamed energy. And the atomic, the subatomic, mapping the human genome. For Christ's sake, they can actually modify a human now and stop it from having a defect, not just the chromosome, but the genome, and they've got the DNA map. So where we're at with certain things that aids the advancement of the creation of perhaps what's it's now humanists. There was another topic I was watching about humans and cyborgs, not humanism. Humanist, something like that, and the merger of what's happening with the AI. Look at how the AI's chipped off, like what they said on Terminator, and that's an advantage for monitoring, tracking, tracing, recording, getting databases, meta parcels of stuff. So you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to be guilty about, and you're not a criminal, then that's all right, you know. But it's still an invasion of privacy, we would argue, and an invasion of privacy is a sacrifice of your rights, and the sacrifice of your rights is quite a stupid thing to do. So it's not that we've got anything to hide, it's not that we've got anything that we want to keep hidden, you know, and or that we're doing at present, or that we're planning. It's just the basic principle and the fundamentals of it all, and how we seem to you know, be pushovers and bend and flex. Stupid. Ran over. Where are we? Jibbly Jobs 1449. Thanks, bud. Everything you say makes sense. Like, I'm on benefits and in social care. So yeah, you contracted is what you mean, but you are still a man. You are not the legal name. You are not the person. You are not subject to statute and act. They have a hold on you, but you can correct it. It doesn't mean that it's game over because you're on benefits and you're on social care. It just means that you need to correct things, and now you can recognise what you have agreed to take public liability for, and what is going on, and who is in control. You are in control at all times until you contract and give things away. But it's your own, you know, choice. And all we're saying is you need to be aware. How not to contract without being held under the statute law. Use your legal person, sign without liability, sign with under duress, 3 dots after the signature, v coactus. How not to contract without being held under statute law. Contracts, yeah, you sign an agreement. Contract, you see, this is where you get confused. Not confused, but cognitive dissonance. A contract is by two men. A corporation cannot contract with a fiction. So a fictional entity, non-living corporation, cannot contract with a man. So what they do is they will contract with a fiction, which is sometimes an agreement as well. So it's not always, you know, these contracts, if you are doing it as the man to a corporation, it's not a contract because it can't be done. It's like being the trustee and the beneficiary. It will collapse it all. There are certain things, you know, and they have to be done a certain way, and what we think they are and how they are two different things we're finding out. And this information should have been brought to us by a lot of other people a lot quicker as well. And, you know, this isn't rocket science what we're bringing. This is highly confusing and delicate. There's a difference. So whilst we are fathoming it out and looking at the in-between lines and finding citations and reading, you know, books of 800 pages, going on courses that last over, you know, a month, 2 months, 6 months to get complete over and understanding of, you need to bear with us. But we're doing a lot, you know. It's not so much rocket science, it's just complicated. They've made it that way so we didn't comprehend it, so it makes the game a lot harder. Stephen Kirk, yeah, respect. Man benefits from, oh, we've been here. Power going digital, hard copy turning software, dangerous times. Yeah, because an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, would wipe and render everything useless, wouldn't it? The control is about data and information, and it's about how you give that data and information, or it used to be. But now you've got your Samsung phone, and you've got your smart tablets and your laptops and the Samsung TV and other such TVs and devices monitoring and tracking in the name of advertisement. Yeah, you're right. But half of it we give freely. You go on Facebook, tell the world what you're doing. Tell the world you're going on holiday. Come back from holiday, wonder why you've been burgled. That's happened to a lot of people, including my brother. So it's not something that I take pleasure in saying. But, you know, be careful with your data. As I've said before, when the phone rings and you just pick it up and you go, hello, and they say, hello, is that David? Who's calling, please? Straight away, on the defensive. Protect yourself. Be suspicious. It's just we've been trained mentally to act in a certain way, and that comes from the TV, the media, the music, the messages, your social interaction, your friends, your family, every aspect of your life. You've been trained wrong. You are a very, very powerful and unique collection of 12 systems, to be fair. 12 digestive system, immune, I'm not going to go through them, but musculoskeletal. There are 12, and you're a very complicated machine, and you have got consciousness, and you have got divinity, and you are created in the Creator's image, and you don't remember that, and you forget that, and you lose it, and they teach you the wrong ways. They train you backwards. They turn all of the systems and words upside down, inside out, create all these legal systems and codes, and then they don't tell you any of it, and then you just wake up and trying to get out of it. It's bigger than what it seems. The beast has more than 8 tentacles. It has 800, and each tentacle is in each area of a private life, of your private life, your public life, contract law, you know, employment law, criminal law, statute, act. They can't get into the natural, but they understand the natural, and they use the natural law against us, which is why they have to tell you everything what they're doing in the films, because if they don't, then the law of attraction and karma and such things will act upon them. But if they sell you a product such as tobacco, and they tell you that it's going to kill you in this, that, the other, and you read that sign and you carry on smoking it, well, you're killing yourself. They're not killing you. Alcohol ruins families, ruins careers, doesn't solve anything, makes you feel good for a few hours. You wake up the next day and it can be a total nightmare, or you just don't feel any better, or you could have got into a whole world of pain, like, you know, we've seen over the years. So again, comes down to choice and how we are and what we think. We suddenly think that if we're stressed we need to drink. Well, you don't. Maybe when you're suddenly stressed, instead of hitting the bottle, if everybody had a chat, a friend, someone to turn to, that's half the problem, isn't it? Self-control. Yeah, I'm learning a lot of self-control by doing these videos, by hearing the feedback, by hearing the criticism, the grumbles and the praise, by learning who I am, what my mind is capable of, what my conscience is, what my ethics are, my ethos, things like that, what I want to do with my free time, how I spend my free time. Doing voluntary things and helping people and giving information and learning is better than any monetary gain you will ever get. We have asked for monetary gain in the form of payment for the seminars, the meetings, the room, supplementary expenses such as the websites and stuff like that, you know. So we've always tried to fund our own and hold our own, but we're getting there, and we're on a good spiral up now. We're not spiraling down, but we need direction and structure, and it doesn't have to be violence. It doesn't have to be oppressive. 369, we know about that. They meet to be delaying technology to the public. Yeah, search Jack Fresco and look at the Larry King show of 1976, 78, 77, somewhere like that, and have a look at him and look what he said and his talks and how he sees stuff. And he's been and gone now. He's dead, R.I.P. Brought to me by Matthew A. Didn't know anything about him, but the Venus Project, the resource-based economy, the telecommunications, the networking, the protection, Tesla was on about this as well. There were certain laboratories and controlling people, you see, and that's where we prove it again, like the Faraday, Edison, Steinmetz, Marconi. Look for a guy called Eric Dollard and look at some of his space-time continuum physics, astrology, electrolysis, dielectric, zero-point energy. He's done it all, you know what I mean? There are various people. In the 50s, the 1950s, the brakes got put on. So from the 1900s till the 1950s, mankind, America, England, Italy, Europe, Serbia, everywhere was exploding with ideas, with inventions, with transistors, radios, capacitors, valves, amps, new electric inventions, and suddenly it's almost like the brakes got put on after 1950 and we went backwards, and military took over it all. And they gave us programming and things that were only forms of entertainment and not intellectually beneficial to you, or that would stop you having to go to work 9 to 5 every day and do a mundane, horrible, rubbish job. There is technology that can do that for you. Once we get to the Michael Tellinger, once we get to a level of technological greatness, yeah, we can let go of money on that side. Money would be classed as lower point of the money than technology. We can use that 3D printers. We can turn everything around. We can stop polluting. We can stop raping the environment, polluting it, the resource-based economy, the geopolitical wars, and we can sit back and we can reassess. Which brings me back into the equity. All of the Earth's resources are ours. They're not the corporations. Whatever country you live on, if your resources are being stolen, then that's because your government is allowing it to be stolen under foreign power or foreign agreements, such as our alleged parliamentary sovereignty. Oh, oxymoron. How can Parliament be sovereign? They're not. We, the people, are sovereign. We made a decision and tell the Parliament about it, and we want to leave Brexit. You know what I mean? This is how it goes here. So the resources that we've got, we can have the technology to last us, see us out, and not be suffering from all this afflictions, misery, famine. You are right, people, and you see it. What's going on here? Alexa, good. I mean, Alexa and that Google thing seems suspicious. Yeah, having them in your house listening to you all the time by your own free will, that's a silly thing to do. Your phone does it anyway. If you haven't got Alexa or any of the other type things that are available. Legal Fiction Corporation, if it's sold to your birth certificate, not the human man. Yeah, well, you've got two, haven't you? Foreign Sitters Trust, certificate of live birth, and birth certificate, Sestu KV. Yes, Andy Sovs, birth certificate person. Data Protection Act, yeah, the Snooper Act, what was done as well, don't forget that. There's lots for the legal fictions. See, when you register on your WhatsApps and you go on the internet, and when I've been building websites, it asks for certain boxes to be filled in, and when you are in commerce, then yeah, it's all captive, or the surname and the date of birth is required. FB, never been a fan. Zaire Ahmed, no, me neither. It was good in the beginning, but for what it was initially set out for communication, talking to family abroad, people in universities, long distances away, keeping in touch with family. Yeah, after the MySpace explosion, but what it's turned into now is a big old beast, isn't it? Controlled breathing, marvelous stress relief, Yardi. Yes, from the abdomen, using your diaphragm, controlling your breathing like that, slowly and controlled. Free okay, I'm not cope. I'm expecting effect of a truck crime affect me this time of year as a woman. Free okay, visit the website. Like I say, try and make a profile. We'll give you some advice and help here. I have posted a phone number on the website you can call if you've got some free credit, or text me and we can get you called back and try and give you some advice. This is all the more reason for going self-employed and having some free time, getting some of these vans on the road, getting some more sponsorship and funds in. Then we can look at travelling about. And these people, there's a lady called, not a lady, a soul, we'll call you, Storm, a soul, there we go. Need some help somewhere in Wales, I believe. got some mental afflictions, no physical afflictions, but we need to start forming a better network, and it can't be me that runs around the country seeing everybody, so we need to start using ourselves and our own systems, our own cities, towns, counties, boroughs, and working as a unit, and then just reporting in as to what's happening, where and when, or what's required, what help's needed, what we've found, what we can do. So yeah, the fourth industrial revolution may be at hand, but we are having our own kind of social regeneration, the consciousness, the science, the understanding that's being brought to us, the politics, everything like that. It's being turned on its head. So I don't blame you for being confused. I don't blame you for not wanting to take a lot of me and, you know, the speeches, the talks, the information, which is why we put the videos here, and then you can always pause it, rewind, come back, get paper and pen, make notes, go off, do your research, put some stuff into practice, look at the documents, get independent, legal, lawful advice from the Law Society or somebody that's got a bar card, you know, that's registered to the Temple BAR, that will give you the other side of the coin. And yeah, it's massive, really. It's a big thing to be on with, and like I say, that 7,000 success that the members had with regards to a financial organisation making claims for credit, cash owed. I just wanted to share that with you to give you a little booster, like, because this time of the year, I know it's Christmas for most of you, if not, you know, 80% of the landmass, England, and the whole of the United Kingdom. Some people are great, loving it, in the perfect harmony now. Some people aren't so good, feel quite lonely, feel quite depressed, feel quite under pressure, kids, family, bills, you know, mortgages, stress with the commitment of the finance of the credit card. Maybe you get embarrassed, bailiff letters, agent letters coming through. So once you realise that these agents can be controlled, and how these agents operate, and what notices they serve, what language they speak, what language they understand, it's there is hope for you guys. You know, we're not saying that we've got it all knuckled down and we can get you fixed out of every single situation, but what we're saying is that there's a light that ruins my video in every bloody shot. Yeah, there is hope, there is successes, there is remedies happening. We've got a lot to be grateful for. We've got a lot moving in 2018. I'm not moving fast enough, but I'm very busy and I get tired. I'm 40 in May, so you know, I'm getting old man as well. Presently ill, sore throat, cold, getting through it, but you know, seasonal occupation hazard. So yeah, thanks for your views. Nice one. Peace, love and light, sovereigns. See you later, brothers, sisters. Quick one before we go. Parliament is an action note. Yes, they produce acts. It's an act. That's right. They're in an office, aren't they? Ward of the state capacity, not sovereign. They are not sovereign. Parliamentary sovereignty. It's almost like a criminal offence, or a sovereign citizen. Andy Sov, you're on it. You are correct. Yes, Sov. Control breathing. 3 OK, we've got you sorted. Parliament, yeah. Parliament means parley is a discussion or conference, especially one between enemies, over terms of a truce or other matters, meant the action or result of what is denoted by the verb. I like that. I like that a lot. We like etymology and meanings, and the prefix and suffixes and things like that. I need to put in a claim of harm by a surgeon who married me for life during a routine operation. Any advice? Shut the front door. Dodgy doctors. I need to put in a claim of harm by a surgeon who married me for life during a routine operation. That makes not much sense, but I understand it a little bit. So you want to put a claim in for a surgeon? It's not, I don't understand what the issue is. I might hold on for that. That's intrigued me. Let's keep on. Dodgy doctors, carry on. Zaire Ahmed, advice needed. Oh, come on then. We can all pull together. Anyone that can help out and chip in. I know someone who got railroaded on a trumped up benefit fraud charge. Anyways, he got via the court some CS and a fine community service, but on top of that got sanctioned as well. Zaire Ahmed, yeah, because you've contracted, and in between, it's like when you're living in a council house, and what Steve McRae said, other people, you are contracted with them, so if you suddenly want to step out and no longer contract, you cannot do that. You need to protect yourself before you fight them, which is why we've brought out the trust and the equity. You correct it, but if you correct the relationship and you're in contract with them, it's like you're biting the hand that feeds you, aren't you? So I understand the need to want to express the disgust now, but you haven't signed without liability. You haven't protected yourself. You haven't separated everything, and you've they assume the assumptions and presumptions are all there, and they haven't been managed. So that one is unfortunately hard, but yeah, we can speak later. You can come in the group, get advice. I might be wrong. Anybody else with a different opinion? Steve Kirk, is that all, Dave? What, Steve? Come on, carry on. Chrissy, a living stove. Cheers, David. Love how you are teaching and learning at the same time. If we all waited till we knew it all, nothing would be shared and not much known. Yeah, that's it. I don't mind. I've no ego, as you can tell, looking back at all these videos. I don't want to watch the TV. I've stopped watching the documentaries and stuff. We've got to manifest our realities and control our minds, our thoughts, our consciousnesses, the science, the subconsciouses, the environment. Look, the food that we eat, things like that. Having bottled water and not drinking from that evil tap. It's just certain things that it's your own personal choice. Information. What the government and what the water companies will tell you is that the water from the tap is of the highest quality and it contains no damaging materials. No low amount of bleach, in my eyes, is safe to drink. So why would you drink water with toxic minerals and bleaches in? But thank you very much. When you thank me, you thank yourself, and it's a great pleasure. I've had a change of heart when I found out about Alan Watts, to be fair, about Jack Fresco, about certain other people. A little penny dropped and I went, what? Now I get it. And when you get it, it's a whole different ball game. Trust me, it's a whole different ball game. And it doesn't mean that you're a criminal, an outlaw, an outcast. All you do is assert yourself. And when we're having successes of 7 grand, 15 grand, cases being overturned, solicitors not getting back in touch. Serge has had another triumph in the group within the last 2 weeks. We've got the bailiffs that I removed via a telephone. Agents, not bailiffs. The police that we managed, the way that Serge dealt with the other agent on the video. So the proof's there for you. We don't just come out. We can't get every scenario on video for you. You know, you're going to have to help out with that and give us your own and make your own videos and put them up for us to see. But it's all good. This is all recorded, and it helps to show intent when you have a history and you document everything. So yeah, here we go. Chrissy, I've got you. Dodgy doctors. Maimed at Indigo Child. Oh, right. It said, who maimed? I read shit. Sorry. I'm dyslexic, aren't I? Maimed me for life. Not married. Oh, medical negligence is what we're talking now. I'm so sorry, dodgy doctors. Maimed. Got you. Sorry. Yeah, I know. It's all right. You know what I'm like. Got you all crippled at in. All right. Under common law, commercial lien is remedy. Yeah. Not married, maimed, cripple. I've got that. We've caught up. You're being 40, mate. I'm 50. Brexit is a red herring. They need to stay in Europe, keep the NW plan. Yep. Parliamentary sovereignty, that's all I was on about. There is no parliamentary sovereignty. So, we've caught up, dodgy doctors. That takes precedent. Medical negligence. Why would you not, when did it happen? How long ago was the case? Because that matters. When you say maimed, okay, you are now incapacitated. Yes, you said harm, but you are not just, we'll say scarred, for what, I'll be sensitive now. You're not just scarred, you've physically debilitated in some way. Medical negligence, never done anything like that, I'll be honest now. Haven't got that massive amount of experience, but we know people that have. This is a private matter. Wow, yeah, so the Wool man suffered injury. Yeah, tell us how long ago it was. and then we'll have to look at, look at what we can sort out. But there was a contract. If it was privately done, if it was done on the NHS, it's just the status of which you'll have contracted. But either way, you probably won't have done anything other than just signed at the time. So you have got an agreement there, and you have got, you know, your rights, consumer rights. If it was private as well, would come into it. So you've got the commercial side. You've got obviously the law. The law, when it comes to the physical man has harmed the womb man's harmed man. So you get an idea of how you'd look at handling that with regards to your legal compensation. Yes, Andy, you're right. There we go. Make a claim in private. Bang on, brother. I like your direction, Andy. You're always there when we make a video. You're always willing and able. You've got a big heart, brother. I think I love you to bits. You are one of the legendary viewers that we have. Let all viewers know about the legend that is Andy the Sov. Make a claim in private. So come on in, Dodgy Doctors. I was going to go, so I'll give you a chance to say whatever you need to say. Type up, because you're probably typing now. I'll be patient. Going to take a toilet break. I'm going to let you look at our family's festivity just while I'll take a break and give Dodgy Doctor some time to come back to me. Isn't that nice? Ain't it nice, like proper bow? Close the door. Shikaka. What we're saying, let's have a look. 2001, 16 years ago. Story is on my video, NHS terrorists and police brutality exposed. Story is on my video. You got a video, a channel then? YouTube terrorists and police brutality exposed. I'll have a look afterwards. Andy Sov, you're welcome. Yes, brother. Yes. Field Marshal. Dodgy Doctors. So this is something that happened in 01 and you haven't yet seek or obtained remedy. Have you attempted to get remedy, compensation? Have you made any claims, and if so, in what tell me what's happened? Yeah, what claims you've made? Compensation claims, claims for damages, and then are they still ongoing? Have they been dealt with? Have there any been payment made, insufficient payment, no liability agreed? You've just put yes. That doesn't help me at all. Yes. Yeah, no. Well, let me just make a cigarette while you're coming back. This is not legal advice, by the way. David doesn't offer legal advice, and he'd be a fool to take it. What we do is inform you. I'll give you some information. Then I'm making a chili for the family. I'm going to read a few emails. Like I say, I'll catch up with them. I'll get back onto Facebook, see what all the tags are and everything. That's been epic. So much going off now, I can't keep up. I do like to just take a break and say hello to YouTube. Worldwide people that refuse to sign up and contract onto the network of. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I see it for the greater purpose, and I will be on there for as little time as possible. It served its point. Come on, what we got? Anything? No, been trying for reconstructive surgery ever since. You can claim against them, but I think there is a time limit. There is. It's 6 years for statutory, isn't statutory barring. What does it say on the TV? I think it's 3 years. If you've had a trip or fall accident in the last 3 years. Somebody get on DuckDuckGo, have a look while we're here. Let's do it. Andy Sov, anybody that's free, got free hands, or I'll do it in a minute. if you can find out what is the legal amount of time to put in a claim. Limitations limitations for compensation claims. Compensation claims, time limitation. Yeah, like that with the banks and the what they're doing there with the if you've been missold PPI, you've got till 2018. They always put the limits on there, but I do believe. So it's 16 years ago. That is a long time. That is a long time. Bless you. My heart goes out to you. I don't think I've said I'm sorry. I'm just trying to cognise what's going on and think at the same time. And, you know, when we men, we only do one thing at a time, don't we? Main victimised, major cover-up and corruption. So that's what we call a miscarriage of justice. And if that can be proved, then we can, not proved, but if you've got evidence of, I believe you. But I mean, if we've got documentation and evidence of, then we can look at, again, this is horrible, bless you, I'm very, very sorry. No time limit for fraud. Yeah, I think it's like murder, isn't it? Like, you know, you get caught, if they catch you up with the Nazi officers that was doing stuff in the Second World War, they still take them to The Hague for public war crimes, don't they? See, some things I just like to keep back in my head, and some things I'm not sure about, and some things it's 50-50, so yeah, there you go, we need to confirm. No time limit is surgery is ongoing, never mind acts, we acting private, we know that, respect, criminal offence, major, no, it's criminal, or it's an, yeah, it's criminal, or it's an offence, dodgy doctors, major cover-up, false allegations, that gives you, that changes everything, because then you demand new evidence has come to light, and you'd want not the case reopening, but you'd want to make fresh claims or something based on. We would give you new information, and we would try to we would try for you. We would try to see what we can do, but can definitely prove it. Just watch my videos. All right, let me catch up then, because I've got a lot to do, but I will promise you. On my heart, as you know, I do what I say, so I might not do it straight away, but it will get done. Read mine again, Andy Sov. No time limit if surgery is ongoing. Never mind acts. We all act in private. Dr. Dawson, good afternoon, my brother. New figures published today show that England's 444 local authorities to hold 22.5 billion in non-ring-fenced reserves. In the last 15 years, the amount held by local authorities in their non-ring-fenced. Injuries at work can take 30 years to manifest. Again, no time limit. Yeah, the injury, the actual swelling, nerve damage, things like that. White finger vibration. Minors, there we go, look at that. Yes, baboom, ching. Dodgy doctors, God bless you, God bless you, bless us all. We're all here to help each other. We're all slaved up, we've all got birth certificates, we've all got legal people, we've all been classified as royal subjects. We're all classified as occupiers, militant combatants. There is no such thing as money. God and the Gospels and the Scriptures look like they're all one of the same. Are we living in a computer reality? Why is the world and the construct so crazy? We're all here to help each other. We've all got these questions. We've all got, you know, why is Alan Watts so ahead of his time, and why didn't I ever get to meet him? Why did he have to die? Why wasn't Nikola Tesla glorified and his inventions put out there? Why was Einstein glorified, who didn't really do great much of anything? Isaac Newton. Yeah, these such people as, and you know, why is the Darwinian theory taught at school as if it's a fact? It's not a fact. Darwin's theory is only ever a theory, and I told this to my 10-year-old. It doesn't look... Like in law, what do? Presumptions and assumptions. We don't deal with them. We sort them out, and what do? We put down the facts. The facts then, undeniable. We don't have facts in our lives, and that's where we're at. That's why this channel's here, to try and sort out some of the facts. What does ring fence mean? Protected, James Funkt. Andy Sov, miner's lungs. Yeah, vibration, white finger, or the black coal that they had in the lungs. Your story is a national disgrace. All right, dodgy doctors, I hear this. Somebody go and have a look. We'll have a look at your channel in a minute. I'll go and see. I will be putting some comments on later, bear with. Dorka Dawson, let me go back today to show you these 444 authorities got 22.5 billion in non-ring fence reserves. So non-ring fence reserves, to be a bit more specific, that means that they're not protected, that there will not be assets of the councils or the local borough, the local government. What have they got then? Authorities in ring fence, public land, would it be? It's going to be buildings, public buildings, non-leased things. Alan Watt is out of Esalen Institute along with a host of CIA agents subverting the progress of humanity. Don't trust any hero, take good info, discard the rest. Yes, James of Fun. Right, go listen to Alan Watts. And people have said that about George Carlin. You know what I mean? Oh, you got to be careful. He was in the, he was stood on the square and this, that, the other. But I take a lot of good stuff from him. There's a lot of sensible things. I think when people say, be careful, because humanity is very, very slow at catching on. We are 350 something years behind the 1666 Sestu KV, or however you say it, Sestu KV. Yeah, so we're very slow. We forget a lot. So I think these kind of little people, David Icke maybe, Alex Jones maybe, Jesse Ventura maybe, come out and they're told to give us certain things and to direct us in certain ways. And obviously Zachariah Sitchins is allegedly a Freemason as well. But if somebody like these don't come out and bring this information to us, it'd take us eons to catch up and comprehend it. So like Matthew A said, when you watch a video, sometimes you feel a bit ripped off because you only learn one thing out of it in an hour. Or it might be a rubbish video and you might not be enjoying it. Or book, or citation, because we've got a lot of stuff for research now. It's gone from video to paper to digital to, cross-reference to word search finding to examination to sparse syntax, grammar, etymology. It's expanded in every which way direction, but, we're all grateful for it, and you guys have got to take what you want from all these fragmented bits of random learning and take it and run with it and get back to us, because it's a team effort. Get back to me, Docker. What's that doing? Alan Watts, yeah, so yeah, I appreciate there are institutes, James Funk, and there are Masons and shills and informants and disinformations and whatnot. What Alan Watts is saying is hard to argue with, and it's not very negative. Reserves have increased significantly by nearly 170% in real terms. Community Secretary Greg Clark said that he recognises the need for councils to be responsible with taxpayers' money and save. Oh my goodness, thanks for the joke there and the laugh, Docker. Who said that? Secretary Greg Clark said that he recognises the need for councils to be responsible with taxpayers' money and save. Wow. Use cash as often as possible. Remember, once chipped, and it is the next phase, 100% system dependency. Yeah, they're trying to get PayPal. Theresa May was saying something about a few months ago, I forget all the details, credit cards and PayPal for people to get paid doing part-time work. These people will put fees and whatnots on, and we don't need this. I was talking with the admin this morning. We need to get away with the corruption, the sin, the energy transfer. It's not just about the money and about the fact that it's debt based and it's not what it actually says it is, and the gold insolvency. We look at it on a bit of a spiritual level as well, about charges. What have you been charged with? How much is your bank charge? What does the establishment charge? You've been charged. What else is there now in it? There's loads of it in the banks, the rivers, the flow, the currency, currency. It's not good. We, on a spiritual and energetic level, we don't need to be, we should be doing and managing ourselves in a different way, but we've got so used to the money and the love of it, and it's become a god to most people, that we don't now want to say goodbye to it, because it's like crack cocaine. David Dyke, Alex Skull and Bones, Jesse, I'm a politician, Ventura, all agents working against you, Jamer Funk, God bless you, yes matey. Andy Sov, exchange cash for intrinsic value. Wow, it's a Sunday and you're getting words like that out, go on lad. I'm now asking, as a sole corporation and a beneficiary of the All Caps My Attachment, Simon Dawson, for full disclosure on the CESTU KV Act 1666, i.e. full disclosure in your legislation. We found that, we've posted that, we've got some prints, and there's more than one. I can never remember them. 1703, 1707, and one prior to that, 16 and 15 something as well. Anybody knows? Andy Sov, I bet you've got them on the tip of your tongue, haven't you, brother? If not, sorry for putting you on the spot. But there are more than one CEST KV Act, and there are revisions and there are clues and remedies in that. One of them, because Liam, one of our admins, pointed out something about it. In there, I'm only limited to 200 words. Why is that? Dr. Dawson. Oh, everybody is. They've changed it on YouTube's changed it. Yeah, what you can do, how you do it. I've noticed that it blocks you. We are the currency and the flow. Yeah, you're right. All of them. Yeah. Carla Sinclair. You can't pick up by a UFO if you have cash in it. You can't pick up by a UFO if you have cash in your pocket. No change. You can't pick up by a UFO if you have cash in your pocket. Come on then, what's going on? Am I being daft here? Am I just not seeing it? Can't be picked up by a UFO. You can be picked up by a UFO if you have cash in your pocket. I don't get it. Tell me. Explain it to me. Bless you. Thank you though. Thanks for watching, everyone. 1 hour and 10. Look, it's expanded. I've babbled. I'm sorry. I tried to keep it loosely threaded for the benefit of all. Another success. You read the thumbnail and the description there. Anybody that's in SPOs on Facebook, you'll see the actual member himself and what they've said. Not too much information, but a thank you from them. So a thank you from us to them for thanking. I'm going to use a testimonial for the new SPOspro.com site. What's that? 1 minute. Alright, I thought Postman was here. I thought a Christmas present had arrived for somebody, but no. It's getting a bit tight now. Wow. So yeah, it's really good. I just wanted to say hello. I've seen the comments none by Darius. Darius hasn't popped up, has he? Oh, Darius the Persian, who isn't really a Persian, bless him. He's disappeared. But he's gone to my mates. Go to, look, search for Steve McRae, the YouTube channel. Steve McRae. Darius the Persian's commenting on some of his videos now. I feel used, Darius. I feel used and abused. Like, it's just like, you came along, you said what you wanted to say. You were straight out the blue, didn't know you from Adam. You said your piece. We tried to correct it and put it right and engage you in a non-aggressive, non-violent, peaceful, harmonious, equal, interaction, basically, dialogue. And you've run away. I can't put it into words how used I feel. You've gone over to Steve McRae, he's one of my friends as well, and you've gone and commented on his videos. You've left mine, what was it, 12 we got up to, but never mind. It was fun, and as always, peace, love and light to you, Darius. Perhaps you should change your screen name if you're not really a Persian, I'm going to look at changing from Indigo Child, we'll go to Indigo Offspring. Indigo, the child bit come from, we're all children of God in my eyes, from the Creator. We're all created in His image. Never mind that you're viewed as child-in-law if you go to the court with a representative, barrister or brief. But I see a lot of stuff about being children of God in the scriptures, passages, gospels. So my mum said that my makeup and the way that I am and the way that things are is indicative of this. She's a light worker, I would be indigo, my kids would be rainbow or crystal. So, not children, no, I do take that on the chin, that's more cognitive dissonance for you. I'm not the grand master of it, it's a big massive learning curve, and it's good to see that you are just as sharp and attentive as ever, and you are listening and you're learning and you're having successes of up thousands of pounds are getting wiped off. Not just little itty bitty PCNs, 40, 70, 120s, not just, certain little things that we, that you think are big fried. There's a lot of bigger things at hand here, and now we're getting to tackle them, and we're getting confident and we're getting successes, and we are contracting in the correct way. And when we do that, we don't hear back from people. Why is that? I put them in a corner. You're right, all of them. You can't be picked up, can you be? Still not happy with being banned for the Facebook site, matey. Well, we're going to create, when we get this splspro.com up and running, it's going to be private. We're going to have a new domain. You can come across to that. I will sort it out personally and manage it, and to show that all is forgiven, understood, and to start off on a clean slate as we mean to go on, and we'll manage it that way, Docker. So yeah, there's more than me that run that group, and if you've had interaction in there, things have been said or not said, or I can't get into it. I've got, finite time, but we do forgive, forget, we love all, and we will sort it out, and I've said it on video. So Heaven and Heal Dave. Cash is devil. Yes, cash is king. No, it isn't, Jamer Fung. Cash equals worthless. What are you doing here? I've lost you all. Okay, don't use cash. Get tracked with every transaction. Ah, yeah. Don't use cash. Coins. Who coined money? Julius Caesar. When did he coin it? What happened there? Where was the first bills of exchange found? Sumerian tablet, 6000 BC. Michael Tellinger. Get in. So all rubbish. Cash equals sea ash. Sea ash. Ashes in the water. Ashes in the sea. Cash, yes. Andy Sov, good man, must meet up. Docker. Come out of the banking system. Signature equals endless value. Yeah, signature is your equitable value. You've added an equitable signature. Your signature is the only thing that's really worth anything, isn't it? Because there is no money and it's not backed by anything of value. So what we've said before, what my understanding is that the current paper system that we've got with the private printed notes that are classed as cash and currency allow us to add a denominative value to an object to give it a value. It doesn't mean that the paper itself, the cash or the currency, is worthy of anything, because as we know, they're printed debts. So there is no gold. So my word is my bond, and I am the surety and the principal for all debt. Now we have the legal system, people and framework and infrastructure, of which you're finding out about, to manage all that with and to offset and discharge. But on a spiritual level, it's all wrong, and it's as George Carlin said, it's bullshit and it's bad for you. Simple. But yeah, it's good that you're on the same page. Rocksteady crew. Aeon Aton. Docker awesome. Come out the banking system. Signature. I hope you know each other. That's good that you're friends. Andy Sov. Look at you all now becoming friends and that. This is brilliant. Greg Hibbins. Hey Sovereigns. Hey David. Hey Arnold. Yes, how are we doing? I don't want to hang up now. It's a bit weird. I feel like we've got something going off, but I'm not the one to entertain you. I've covered everything. I've said that we are having massive successes. We're having successes now, maybe weekly, whereas before it was every few months, and then it was monthly. Now it's getting weekly. Soon it will be daily. The more people that we educate, let in, let into the realm and exit the matrix, start managing how they interact with the system and establishment, how you identify, when you see phone rings, hello, how are you identifying with that? How do you interact with it? It is massive, and you guys are really doing really well. You're helping each other. You've got everything you need at your disposal, and yeah, it's just brilliant to see when we hear that someone's got a win, a success, especially when they've provided their own remedy. Then that's better than any payment you could ever get in the form of worthless promises to pay. That's the true money. The true power is this. The true power, the true knowledge, and this is what they don't want. This is why you've got your Amazon, your Netflix, your bowling, your big shopping centres, your bloody genetically modified or atomically modified drugs that are out on the market, why the kids are having dabs and dabbing, why Radio 1's talking about smoking trees. 10-year-olds walking around the house the other day after school. I can't believe it. There's an app called Musical.ly. Look out for this app. If you have children or you know anybody with children, please tell them, look on the kids' phones. Look at all these apps, what they're using. It's video based. So they hear a hook and it repeats. And when I say it repeats, after half an hour of me hearing this song throughout the house, I had to go up to our kid and say, what's going on here? I looked at it and they have to mimic to the music. So they film themselves to that musical thing. And some of the songs that are on Radio 1 and are in America at the minute are all the, you know, strong ones, the ones that are Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, come on David, think of them all now, that's tall with blonde hair, that's annoying as hell, Look What You Made Me Do, that's the one that Yankee sings. I don't like that one. I don't even know her name, but it's just annoying. And now our kids are getting this stuff pumped in their ears. It's your obligation to protect them and to control that information. So yeah, I might be letting Yanka join in our little forum soon. My 10-year-old adopted daughter from Hungary may join this family just so I can save her and start educating her at an early age. Imagine if when you was 10 you got immersed into this. How powerful would you be? I'm thinking I need to save her and she's not listening to me and she's getting carried away with all this stuff. So we are victims of our own demise, and they want us to pay for our own demise, but we won't. That's where you guys come in, and you're not paying for it now. You're stopping paying. The best way to do it, as some of the admins and myself and Matthew A have said, is to starve the beast. And to starve the beast, you cut away the flow of the paper, the flow of the cash, the flow of the currency. You starve it. You do not so much contract. You ignore it. You cut all ties. You rescind. You revoke. You protect. You ring fence. You do whatever you want to do. It's your choice. Entirely so. Give me control of a nation's money and I care not who writes it. Rothschild, most powerful man. Family. The Rothschild are a family. They're an establishment. They're a trust. They're an entity. They're an organisation. They're a bloodline. They are established. They are, you see, yeah, it's not just that. A man. Cognitive dissonance. I request, yes, it's getting better. Happens every video. I requested yesterday to get into the Facebook group and answered the 3 questions, hoping I can get in. He should be in then, Greg. I've checked this morning. I've had a quick scan. I didn't see anything, so you should be in. Have a look, let me know. Try reading The Lost Science of Money by the founder of the American Monetary Institute. That rings a bell, Jamer Funk. I think Richard, no, not Richard Ansar. Someone's mentioned that to me before on a video. And what was I going to say about that? Lost money mechanics, lost money. It's gone, I had a thought. Let's come back about that. Trade, levy, barter. Yes, that's good, Andy. Andy Sov, we can do that when we trade, levy and barter. It does work, it can work, but don't forget that when you do that, it's not so much equal and equality. Some people have fields and stuff and a lot to offer, some people won't. So it's good as an applied principle of commerce to be in with that, but not as the primary foundation. Or you know, if we go into a resource-based economy and we say that all of the Earth's resources are man's, given by the Creator, then why are the corporations stealing the oil, robbing the minerals, diamonds, taking the gas and selling it back to us on the pretense that that's what it costs to deliver it? So if we set up something that's free again, that we pay for, that we build, that comes from the planet, that's given to us in equity from the Creator, then we don't pay any more bills. The fact that the gold insolvency before anybody says, and that things are paid for using A for V and exemplifying yourself is another way. But before all that legal shite that we were talking, you know, that we don't want to use, go before the A for V, because there hasn't always just been only A for V and promissory notes and bills of exchange and public and private. Way back before all this system was so established, it was hardly anything, and it was a bare skeleton. It was just, you know, and how did we manage before then? We did, didn't we? It doesn't matter that if we look at getting rid of it and transforming it, doesn't mean that it's the end of anything. Taylor Swift, that's the one, Greg, yes, Taylor Swift. So, yeah, it's not the end. It doesn't have to be the end. It's like when we tell you about you're dead and that you are classified as an all caps and that you have got presumptions and assumptions and you need to correct your status and be careful what you sign, and money isn't money, it's debt, and there isn't, you know, when we bring this to you, a lot of people are quite fractured and upset and, you know, fearful that it's the end, but it's not the end. It's the beginning of the rest of your life. It's the beginning of you taking control. It's getting to the age of majority. It's understanding, overstanding, innerstanding. It's having the strength and the power and the confidence. It's going to sleep and not worrying about debt, not worrying about if you need to go and get more things. And, you know, if you've got problems and financial problems, talk to the kids, talk to the family, talk to your immediate family. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't let, if you're a bloke and you're watching this and you sat there biting your nails, worrying as we speak about Christmas and debts and credit cards, and you might be self-employed, have, you know, all this kind of stuff going off, then you need to speak to somebody. Stop drinking, stop smoking. Easy said than done, and start opening up, because that's what we're teaching. That the actual communication is the key part. Opening up, not bottling it up, sticking together. And when you have anxiety and you worry, I know this from personal. I can say this from personal experience, that whenever I've worried about stuff, and I did do, and I was biting my nails, and I was anxious, and I was on antidepressants, and I was self-medicating. 95% of the time, what I was worrying about, when I got to that, well, it was an event, we'll say. There were always events that I was anxious about. What I'd worried about, I was generally wasting my time, because the event was never as bad as what I'd imagined it to be in my head. So, you know, just try and bear that in mind. My property, daughter, is Dave. That's right, brother, your property. Indeed it is. Our boys and girls are our property. The role of equity is to supplement the common law and to provide remedies where common law remedies are inadequate or non-existent. The court of equity was the court of conscience, impossible, conscience, equity. Court of Chancery, look at Dr. Dawson, the Court of Chancery, brother, that's all. Equity is the natural side of things. The Creator gave us this world and dominion, and we are the beneficiaries. We're not the beneficiaries and the trustees, but we're ruining it, we're raping it, we're letting it go to shit. Our children are going to be left in, you know, a polluted environment with dead fish, no aquatic life, heating up atmosphere, probably getting burnt from the sun. The air's going to be bad to breathe, the rain will be acid, there'll be no green belt anywhere, people running around blowing up left, right, and you know what I mean? But we'll stick to the environment. So yeah, you see, equity, we've handed over through our claim of right at the General Register's office, the claim of right and our claim of the land and our such other things as. So the role of equity, common law is not running us at the minute. Mandated statutes and acts are running because of our acquiescence and non-correction of the status and our persons being assumed and presumed. So it's a nasty, horrible, dirty, shitty end of the stick thing that you're getting hold of. But you are right in essence, and I hear what you're saying, but in the way that it is, that's how we're having to bring this to overturn what is at current, to bring us back to what you're saying. Have you done this, Andy? Equity law puts right the wrongs in common law. Common law is public. Common law is at law. Common law is at the public side. It will never be classed as private because it's for everybody and it's equal, isn't it? And the private side, when you need to use the private side, common law doesn't get involved. Murder is public, you see. You're not going to get tried in private for murder under common law murder, but when you use the private side, you don't use common law, you see. You use other law. When you go into the courts of chancery, you won't be using statute and act and common. You'll be citing and you'll be using other such things as. You guys chatting away, carry on, Zaire. Yes, bro. Lost Science of Money recommends a new act. It will remove our ability to operate via paper administration. It does teach about the essence of money. Without cash, you don't eat if they lock you out. Yeah, that's nasty. Justin Timberlake film that I watched, In Time, where they've got that strip on their arm. If you don't scan in the barcode and be good, you know, sweat equity, get more time, you die. And I was like, what? Time? That was sick when I watched that film. It was nearly as sick as that one that I watched with yeah, I forget his name, him out of Face Off. I'm a carer for sharing is caring. Get in. Legislation and red tape. Stop your vote. Don't ever vote. Redact your vote and write to them telling to remove you from the electoral voting roll like I have. So what did you do, Doc? You rescinded? Did you correct your relationship? Did you set your status? You point out about your legal person, say that you was the account administrator, sole shareholder, agent of, anything like that. Zaire, brilliant. Andy, I have a greenhouse. Alias, don't forget the documentary evidence, Acts 1868 and 1882, all the information is there to protect us from the fictional world. Yes, Acts, come on, 1868, Bills of Exchange, 1882, Bills of Exchange, that one, you're trying to make me think, aren't you? 1868, gold insolvency, Bills of Exchange, let me know about that, Alias, I'm not sure, I'm clutching at straws there. Zaire, need more info on this, bro. How do you propose to share? You're right, pal, but we have Acts 2 protects for the minute. Look me up on Fedbook. Okay. Yes, Indigo Child, I was thinking about Justin Timberlake film this morning. Yeah. Yeah, you see. Hollywood, Weinstein. What thingies can you think of that promote and make bad films? Production companies, Lionsgate, they're always ones to watch. They promote some reality media. The studios and the organisations and the distributors and the circles of which these films and that, they've got connections. Mercury, Jupiter, I always get it mixed up. Jupiter, what was it? Rising. Dark, deep film again. The Star Wars films, connotations in there. Don't be scared of UFOs and aliens. Things like this. There's always stuff in the scriptures about that. They try and occupy you with, like somebody said about when we had the paedophilia going off with the conservative right-hand man to Theresa May. They tried to sidetrack you with the wedding of the royal family. Well, like what they do with political things and what things are going off, they suddenly use the UFO phenomenon to distract you. Beware of the distractions. Yeah, and the distractions are in the films, but while they're distracting you, the sick bit is they'll distract you, but then they'll tell you in that loose thread, they'll give you clues and symbols, I believe, that, yeah, they do, and if you ignore them, the film They Live, that's the best one for that example. Cult classic. It's predictive programming. It's disturbing how powerful it is. Yeah, because it's got me, it's got you, it's got all of us, it's got our kids. Maxim, in law, legality is not reality. No, legal, legal, the word itself, the French meaning, the gall of them, you know, maxim in law, legality is not reality. Is that, I don't think I've seen that, but no, I think you're having a laugh there, aren't you, Aeon? It's illegal. That's why we started off with that imagery when we first opened SPOs or sovereign solicitors. It's illegal to use a legal name because you're contracting and the way that you are using that and the non-disclosure behind it. So it's late. It's 4 o'clock. I need to get on. Thank you very much, all. You know where to find us. You know what's happening. We're going to have a Christmas update in between Christmas and New Year. We'll catch up then. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Peace, love and light. God bless you. Creator bless you. Be safe. Look after each other. Keep on learning. Yeah.